Hey friends, this is Ron from Optimize Effects. Welcome to another awesome video update on all of the robots that have been trading over the past couple of weeks. Now, what's happened last week was that I thought that FBS had turned off my demo accounts again, and I was just freaking out because wow, I've lost all my my video content for the week, or for the last 2 weeks really, because I didn't do a video last week because of this. But I've just since found out that my son, I would say, turned the wireless off on this laptop. This laptop sits in an office and, not many people go in here except for me. And there's a button on the front that you can switch the wireless off manually. And I was going through the computer and I was like, what the hell's going on here? Why can't I look at a website? And lo and behold, after digging around the settings, I found out there was a wireless button on the front, and that was off. So it's actually really good, because I've found out that my demo accounts that I thought had gone are now back. So I've got some content to show you all, which is freaking awesome. And if you're not subscribed, please have a think about subscribing, or subscribe, or hit the like button. It really helps the channel out. We're now at 1,200 subscribers. I'm looking at doing something really cool, like a giveaway. I've had some robots make some money recently, and what I might do is get you all to decide on a robot that I will put some live money on, and whatever money that it makes for the week, I'll look at probably giving it away somehow. If you think that's cool, let me know in the comments below what your ideas might be. I'm looking to try and help out the community, and that would be really cool if I could give back in a way, something like that. So, but I've got to figure out a way to do the giveaway. Like how do I choose the person? Is it just random? So what I might do is do a random comment thing. So in a video that I do it on, you comment on the video, like it, comment it. If you're not subscribed, maybe subscribe. Those are the 3 things that you've got to probably do. I'm just thinking about this out loud right now, and I'll put it in a random picker, and it will pick out the person. And we'll have to obviously pick out the robot that makes the money, hopefully, and not lose the money. But we'll see what happens there. But what are you guys' thoughts about that? That would be pretty cool. I'd like to, give back and to the community. And yeah, it's just been great. It's been a wild ride, but it's been good. I've had some pretty good wins myself in the last week. But yeah, happy days. So let's get into the robots that I have been trading over the past week or two. Now, this one is, if you've been a subscriber or a viewer for a while, you know of this name. This is EA Puera, and it is trading gold. And yeah, it's really slow, which is kind of a good thing. But the highest drawdown was 27% on a $1,000 account, and only $39 made. So I'm not too sure that I'll put this live, but it's actually going really well. So I might do that. It's gold though. But let's have a look at the settings here. I think the reason why it doesn't make too much is because this is probably more suited to like a cent account. It says time frame M1, balance 100k, probably 100k cents, and I'm trying to get on M5 and not M1. Now with gold, the take profit, it is only 100, which is probably only like 10 really. So 10 points of gold, which is not much at all. And we can have a look at this here. And this will also depend on whether you're a 2-digit or a 3-digit broker, which is the digits after 19. For instance, we've got 1902 here and 0.70. So this is a 2-digit broker, and others will be 3 digits. It does make a huge difference with gold and other currencies, but you'll need to check your broker. The ones that I'm with, which is Pepperstone and FBS, I believe they are 2-digit brokers, so you'll be right. There, the brokers are in the comments, in the section down below this video, if you'd like to have a look at them and join up. Now, what we're going to have a look at is some profits. So we can have a look here that, yes, all it's doing is like making $1 on, even if a trade does go negative, negative $1.47, and then it comes back, maybe with 3 trades here, and makes a little bit, $3.05. We've got some losses and then some wins. Make up the losses like this when it goes into 0.02. We can see here that it does take a little bit of drawdown, but it is gold. Just a reminder, it is gold. Gold is mad. We've got this move that it did on Friday, which I know for sure would have blown heaps of accounts. It's very, very, very weird move, to be falling and then all of a sudden just reverse, but instead of reversing a little bit, it decides to reverse $30 in literally one day, which is insane. It's not, to me, it's not really that normal, but anyway, that's gold. So yeah, it could be put on a live account, but for me, the drawdown versus the profit, DD versus profit ratio is pretty small with this. So it's, in other words, it has more drawdown than it makes profit, which is not ideal. But what I might do is tweak some settings, and we'll have a look at it again next week. We'll see how it goes. This one is FX Scalper X. So the original. I've decided to trade the low risk, and it has been going really, really well so far. This is the most drawdown it has seen since I started this account, which was, I think, 2 weeks ago. The reason why I started it again is because the old FBS demo account just stopped, and it was the drawdown was going mad anyway. It was $1,000 account, and it almost got to $1,000 in drawdown, even though it had profits. But it wasn't looking good for that account at all. Like if it was live, I would have cut losses ages ago and started fresh. But this one has made 170 since this account started. So if I have a look here, I think I started it on the 30th of the 8th, I think. Yes. So it's literally been running for 2 weeks, just a bit over 2 weeks. So to make, what do we got? $170 on low risk over 2 weeks on 6 pairs. I think that's 6 pairs. Yep. On 6 pairs is pretty good, but this is the most drawdown that I've seen on the account so far, to negative 212. But that's to be, that's because of all the news that just happened last week with a bit of news coming out in the US and the pound. That is probably why. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it so far, but we'll see what happens next week. Southeast, I'm going to stop this one and try a different robot. It either doesn't do anything or it doesn't trade anymore. I don't know what's wrong with it, but yeah, it's only done $2, and I think there's something wrong with it, so I'm not sure. We'll stop that one and try a different robot. Quantum Ticks was going quite good, but this account's now invalid. I think the last profit that I saw it was sitting on was like $400 from 1,000, and it was running for about a month, so that's pretty good. But the drawdown can get a bit scary with this EA. So yeah, it's definitely one to have to use. But the only problem with Quantum Ticks is that I found that it is a bit resource heavy in terms of, like, if you've got quite a few of them running on the one terminal, it will use quite a bit of resources. But the only thing I don't like about it really is it doesn't have any way of no drawdown reduction or anything like that. So you kind of got to manually do that yourself, which can be a bit annoying if you're not in front of the computer to do it yourself, or if you don't know what you're doing either. So there you go. That's Quantum Ticks. Now, this was a fun one that I decided to do, and it has blown out, which is actually really good that I can test this and show you guys how this test has gone. So this is the F-35 robot trading 28 pairs on a 10,000 start demo, and I believe I changed the time frame to M5, yes, and I left everything else the same. I think I just left, all I did was change the time frame. Oh, and I turned auto dryer on, which means it's supposed to, like, every 4 hours it's supposed to turn drying on, which what it means is that it dries the grid. So if there's a grid of orders, it's meant to try and close the profit with the losses and close up the grid in that time. This one's running for 1 hour. So start interval is 4 minutes, power on interval, auto dryer, don't know, and then hours, and in minutes, auto dryer, runtime. There's not really much information on this this setting, basically, in the documentation that I've seen. Other than that, that's what it's meant to do. But yeah, I'm not sure. But this version that I have, I found that the where is it? There's like that locking does work. I have tested that. And the newsfeeder, I'm not sure it works at all. But what it does have is stop trade. So this does work. So if drawdown gets to 90%, it actually closes all the orders. I found that out the hard way. Kind of good though that it happened, because it left me with a little bit of money to play with on that account, but which I've now turned into I had probably 500 US dollars in there, and trading F-35 on gold, and drawdown hit 90%, and it closed everything, and I was left with like $70, and I was able to turn that $70 into 500 in the last couple of weeks. So I'm actually pretty grateful that was there, because usually what happens to me is that drawdown will hit 100%, it will margin call my accounts, and I usually end up with nothing. It's happened countless number of times to me. I've probably lost thousands that way, to be honest. But that's how you learn, right? It's a very, very tough way to learn, though. It's really gut-wrenching when that happens. Because the only way you can fix it is to either deposit more money that you might lose, or just lose it all. It's really, really tough. And I've almost stopped trading, like probably 10 times now, because of that one thing. It's that gut-wrenching. Anyway, let's get to the stats. Right, so it did what I thought it would do, and it would go into an insane amount of drawdown, but it has made profit for the week. Yes, it has been running for a week. It's made $2,000 on 10, but the drawdowns hit negative 3,900, so almost $4,000 in drawdown. And we can see the worst, which is CAD yen here, and pound CAD. Unfortunately, my live one is in pound CAD. So I'm in the same boat, but I've been trying to trim the orders manually and doing as best as I can to try and get it out of drawdown. It is very, very difficult. But unfortunately, I'm in the boat with this, but I'm not in the boat with the CAD yen. So pretty lucky. But there you go. That's how much it makes kind of a day, like pretty much $500 a day, except for Friday, when I didn't realize that the laptop was switched off. But there you go. So that's the floating. So EuroCAD is floating, good profits, and some floating is not so great. Pound USD and pound AUD. So any pound or CAD pairs pretty much took took a hit last week, and unfortunately I've got pound and CAD in my live account, and taking a hit right now. So hopefully it reverses on next week and I get out of it, but you never know. But there you go. What are my thoughts? Well, what I'd like to see, what I'd like to do is probably work out a drawdown level. Probably it's kind of hard because like I want a drawdown of a pair and not an account. So let's have a look at the settings here, and what we can do, or what I might do. We'll turn this on so I don't forget before I leave home tomorrow. But what I'm thinking of doing is seeing if this stop trade here is per pair. Now, if that is per pair, that would be epic, because that would mean that, let's say the drawdown percentage gets to 10%, it will close early, just for that pair. I don't know how that will work or how that could be calculated, but that would be pretty awesome. So that means that like if a pair is trending and it's really, really suffering, you can just cut ties with that pair, stop it trading, and start again. And the profits from all the other ones will probably take up the losses of the ones that do go bad. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on F35. The other thing I would like to test would be probably different grid steps, which I haven't tested. I haven't tested the time frame either too much, other than I am trading the 5 minutes. And I've actually changed the profit percentage per day to be 50%. So that pretty much means that this setup will run 24/7 or 24/5 really, because the market's only open that long. But what it was 2%. So you know, if I altered the grid step to maybe be a little bit wider, maybe 60, take profit to be a little bit higher, maybe 30. Profit percentage, reduce it to a percentage that could possibly be gained in a day, so maybe 1% or 2%. I think default's 2%. Profit percentage per week, just probably leave that on 100. I think it's set on, I don't know, I think it's set on 100 anyway. But drawdown percentage, that would be one to test, because that could be the make or break it for this strategy anyway. You know, I don't know a lot of people that have 10 grand to play with to do this stuff with, but this would be kind of like my thoughts moving forward. If I was to do this live, I would probably test this setup out. I would probably determine what the max drawdown is per pair, determine what the best working time frame and grid step would be, the take profit, and what kind of the best profit percentage per day would be, so it closes all the orders out and then it opens the next day. So that's just my thoughts. Now, I know that was a lot to take in probably, so my bad, but what was one of the bad pairs? Let's have a quick look here. So pound CAD, if we can have a look at that. It's kind of all over the shop. Oh, here it is here, beautiful. So this is what I'm stuck in on a live account. Charts, yeah, let's zoom out. So this is what I was hit with on a live account. So this is where I'm looking at. Now, my drawdown probably would be at $1,000 right now if I didn't trim. It's currently at 300. But see, on this pullback here, I was able to close orders that were bought here and moving up with these ones that are moving down. And I did that actually earlier. I did that in this spot here, and that reversal and this reversal. So I've actually got a smaller grid. However, my grid is made up of rather large orders like this. Not that big though, but on my live account it is, you know, it equates to quite a lot. If you've got like maybe 8 or 10 orders all around this area that are quite big lots, like what is happening here. So if you do that strategy, that's what you kind of end up with. And hopefully, I don't know if it's going to happen, but hopefully we see a pullback on pound CAD, and then I'm going to get rid of that pair out of F35 because obviously it is not a good pair to trade. But that's what happens, right? So I'm actually pretty stoked. Like out of the 28 pairs, only 2 are in trouble and are causing the most drawdown, which is 1400 and 1134 between them. Now they have used a bit of margin as well, so that's another thing you've got to think about. You know, we've got 12 grand. The margin here is the leverage I've got is 1 to 500, and we're almost we're under half our margin. So our margin level percent is not great. So that's another thing you've got to think about if you're going to do this kind of strategy with 28 pairs. So yes, a lot to take in. I hope that I've given you some golden nuggets there to take away. Not just trading with F35 on 28 pairs, but any other robot on 28 pairs. It can be done, but you just got to take all of that into consideration. Right, next, this is just me playing around with it. Another F35, but this is just Euro USD and Pound USD. We're currently negative 316 in drawdown, mainly because of Pound USD. There you go. So it's not having a good day with the pound and the news that happened last week. We're going downtown, but it has made $456, and the max drawdown observed, which I can't see here. Actually, can we see it? Do I have it? No, I don't have it. Anyway, I don't have that other indicator on this, but that's cool. Right, next. Percept Trader. This was not on, I think, last week because I thought I lost the account. We're trading 0.10 lots, and the last trade was on the 14th, so it did miss. Did miss a couple of days, I think. I think my cat's got on the laptop and closed some things. Or that it just didn't trade the last couple of days of the week because there was news or whatever. But it's made $35, I think. It's got some losses there. And I did start with 0.01 lots, and there's some losses, and then some big ones. And then I decided, yep, let's move. It seems pretty good, so I'll move the lots up to 0.10. So that's where the profits come back. So yeah, it's going really well. Not really much else for me to talk about with that. And the last one is, I was just playing around with F35 on gold and doing just stupid stuff with it, like, well, I started 1 lot trades. But this account's been all over the shop. It's had $1 million in it. Trading 100 lots. Then it lost it all. And then I started it back again at 1 lot with, I think, 10 grand. I don't know. I think so. Just to see what would happen. But yeah, there's nothing really too much to report about this. Other than, there you go. Kind of shows you what's happening with this. So there you go. That's it. That's what's happened in terms of all the testing robots on all the demo accounts. What am I going to do this week? Well, I might make some changes to the 28 pair F35. We'll see if that max drawdown thing does work, and I'll apply it to those bad pairs, and we'll see what happens there. Maybe I'll make it like 20%. They're going to close instantly anyway, but we'll see. Oh, maybe 10%. Anyway, and I've got a few slots open for some other robots. So if you've got any others that you'd like me to test, let me know in the comment section down below. But that is it from me, Rowan, at Optimize Effects. If you've enjoyed the video, just smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe to see more cool content like this. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.